Hello, Four Squad. We are here today with our debutant of this year's tournament, GGU. As GGU so far this tournament has been on a roll. And I'm not talking about a bacon, egg, and cheese. That was corny. But he is certainly on a roll so far in this tournament as he's made it all the way to the conference finale to go up against the undisputed champion title holder, which is Reaper, in this year's tournament. Now, first and foremost, GGU, how are you feeling tonight?
Hello, I'm feeling good.
Feeling good, feeling good. All right, that's awesome to hear. Of course, like I said, we are here to talk about the upcoming anticipated Blue Conference finale, the championship round of the Blue Conference between you and Reaper, the undisputed champion. Right here, I got some 10 questions for you. Like I said, so far you've been on a roll this whole tournament in the Blue Conference. Last year, you were watching from the sides. Of course, you were over there supporting your best friend Gio in the Red Conference. But this year, you are actually in action. You're on the battlefield, going head-to-head with players. And now you've made it all the way to the conference champion. So, GGU, like I said, while I have you here tonight, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we get into the conference battle between you and Reaper. And for those of you guys that are watching on stream, stay tuned to our YouTube, 4Squad TV, for the action over there. Now, GGU, my first question for you tonight is, how do you personally feel about your performance overall so far in this tournament?
I'm good, but I think I could have done better.
When you say you think you could have done better, what do you think you've done wrong in this tournament so far?
I was cocky.
You've acknowledged that there's certain things you could have been a lot more humble about so far in this tournament. Honestly, for me, I wouldn't say you've been cocky. I feel like you're just really confident in yourself. You have all the right to be confident. You made it this far in the conference where you're now in the conference finale facing up against a champion, and we'll see how you play. Now, GGU, my second question for you tonight is, are you shocked by how far you've made it so far in the tournament? Or do you think you're destined to make it this far?
Definitely.
What makes you say that? What makes you shocked by your performance so far?
I didn't think I was a good player.
Sometimes you're shocked by your own skill. I understand that, but you made it this far. My next question for you, GGU, is, do you consider yourself as one of the top 3 or even top 2 players in this tournament so far? And why is that?
A little, yeah.
Do you think you're better than like the likes of Geo or like a Reaper or Prince?
So far, from what I've seen, the only really good players are Reaper and Joe.
Seems like he doesn't really have Prince in that equation so far. He feels like the most dominant players is Reaper and Geo, and I can respectfully agree with you on that, because after all, they are last year's championship contenders. That's not even far-fetched. There's nothing wrong with that. GGU, you say you consider yourself to be top player so far in this tournament. But now my next question for you is, who has been your toughest opponent so far in the tournament this year?
Mickey.
Mickey? Really? GGU feels like Mickey has been his toughest opponent, not Gabriel.
Forgot about him. Definitely him.
Oh, yes. Okay, now he changes the answer. He feels like Gabriel was his toughest opponent. GGU's first matchup was in the quarterfinals against Gabriel. And Gabriel was leading on aggregate by 3 to 4 points. It looked like it still was anybody's matchup, but Gabriel sadly had to drop from the tournament due to some personal issues. But GGU by far thinks that that is his toughest opponent so far in the tournament. But we'll see how tougher the opponents get either in the conference finals right now, or if GGU can beat the odds and make it all the way to finale to face either Prince or Geo. Well, you see what the circumstances may be. All right, GGU, my next question for you is, now, like we just talked about Gabriel being your toughest opponent so far in the tournament. Now, this next question is a little bit controversial. If Gabriel did not drop out of the tournament, do you think you still would have made it this far to the Blue Conference finale?
No.
No? Wow. Why do you say no for?
He was really skilled.
All right, now, GG, my next question for you is there anyone so far in this tournament that you are afraid to play? And who is that?
Reaper.
Reaper? Dang. Everybody's saying Reaper. I understand. It makes sense. He is a champ, but I need to know in depth.
He was last year's champ.
Last year's champ, yes. Is there any other reason than that?
Not really.
Now, I understand Reaper, yes, definitely was last year's champion, undisputed champion. Now asking you here, now that you're in the battleground, do you really think last year's finals should count?
Yeah,
Oh, GGU says yes.
but I do understand how mental problems could really mess up someone.
Yes, 100%, without a doubt. Remember, last year it was best of 7 compared to this year's tournament, where it's aggregate 2 games. But last year it was best of 7, meaning first of 4 wins. And the series, when Gio dropped out the tournament, it was 2-0 Reaper. I've spoken to Gio on his side, and Gio has told me that in game 2, when he lost to Reaper, if you do remember last year, he was up by 2 to 3 points. He had a big advantage over him. He was on like a 3-0 run. That was the first ever time that Reaper was on a losing end of a run. And Gio was proceeding. He was exceeding expectations that game. But personal problems hit, and he decided to drop out the tournament. After hearing all that, do you really think that last year's finals was really gifted to Reaper? Or do you think that it was hard fought and Reaper deserved it?
Oh, it was gifted.
Oh, wow. Okay, now GGU changing up his answer. GGU feels like last year's finals for Reaper was gifted.
Jiwak could have definitely won that.
Seems like this year, if that is the case again, we could possibly get a fair finals matchup, but only time will tell. Now, GGU, my next question for you is, do you still see yourself, or have you ever seen yourself as the best player in this tournament so far?
Nope.
Straight up nope. Wow. Hey, bro, you've been on the roll so far this tournament. I feel like you definitely are considered one of the best, if not the underdog so far this tournament. But of course, we both know nobody can be labeled as the best until they win a championship. And right now, in terms of bragging rights, Reaper is the best player as far in the tournament. Next question for you is, what challenges do you expect from Reaper in this conference finale against him?
I haven't been playing much, so I might be a little washed. Not sure about him.
Not playing for a long time does wear out and puts cobwebs on your skill. I can agree with that. And I've experienced that. Even in real life with basketball too, I've experienced that many, many times. Like, I'll stop playing basketball for a couple of days and then I'll just be washed. I can't agree more with what you're saying. Now, Gigi, my next question for you is, do you think you have the qualities to take down Reaper and advance to the Murder Mystery 2 finals, potentially?
Yeah.
Do you think your confidence stands strong? And do you think I would leverage you over Reaper?
For sure.
Now last question for you tonight, if you take down Reaper, do you think you can make it all the way to the MM2 finals and not just compete, but do you think you could win, possibly, if you take down Reaper?
Joe will be a struggle because I've lost to him many times, but yeah, I think I could win.
I like that answer. Stern and confident, just like you have been thus far in this tournament. Gigi, my impression on you as a player so far, you're a spectacular player. You play really smart and tactically, and you have surprised me a lot, and I think other players can say that as well. Best of luck to you in the Blue Conference finale. We'll see. Awesome job. Thank you for taking time with me, Gigi. It was a pleasure having you here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you guys that are watching this, stay tuned on 4 Squad TV for coverage on the Blue Conference Finals. We have Reaper, the undisputed champion, the best player, bragging rights this year. He is defending his title. Not only is defending his championship title, he's defending his crown as the King in Blue from GGU, a new debut player in this tournament so far on a roll. Let's see how GGU plays against Reaper. Will Reaper become a back-to-back Blue Conference champion, or do we think that GGU has what it takes to take down Reaper and make it to the finals in his first tournament and beat all odds? We shall see. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, to stay tuned for the coverage, go ahead and pay attention to our YouTube, Force Squad TV. That is where this video will be right now. And also, for more updates on the tournaments, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at the Force Squad _group. We are right there having coverage on this tournament, for all interviews, for players of the week, for all weekly awards. Stay tuned on the Instagram for all coverage over there. And Murder Mystery 2 Finals, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming up soon. Only 4 games away from it. Cannot wait to see who will be the champion this year. GG, thank you for taking time to be here. Those guys watching, we'll see you guys in the conference finale.